Yo guys, it's Slyroh. You already know that today I am bringing you guys the team analysis video for week 2 of the PPL. This week we are taking on PaullyMac and the Thunderbolton Wanderers. Now, we're just going to go ahead and hop into this straight away. Paul is one of 3 people that I'm not looking forward to facing this season because of I think he's a really good player, and the only other league-style match that I ever had against him, he completely destroyed me, and that was when I had a good matchup against his team. This time, we don't actually have a good matchup against his team, so I'm not very optimistic about this week, but of course we're going to try our best to do everything we can to at least win, or lose by a really low differential. Whatever we can squeak out of this week with, I will be good with. Anything less than a 6-0 or a 5-0 is it's an accomplishment. Thankfully, after this week, we have a few more weeks until we have to face anybody else that we are not really looking forward to. Also, if you guys hear the thunder in the background, sorry, can't control it. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Paul's team. Any PPL questions or whatever, if you're unfamiliar with the league or the teams or how the process works, feel free to comment. You know all that stuff. But I'm just going to go ahead and talk about Paul's team right quick. So, the team that he has consists of Latios, Manaphy, Zapdos, Registeel, Emboar, Crocodile, Hitmonchan, Garbodor, and Mega Audino, which is not very fun because when I was putting my draft plan together, it was pointed out to me, and I knew from the start that the one Pokemon that really kind of tears through my team is Crocodile. I don't really have switch-ins for it, and it's not... it has a good matchup against every single mon on my team. So, that's not good. And I knew Crocodile was going to be a huge threat before it was even drafted to my team. So, there's that. But not just that, he also has an Emboar, which is, like, switch-ins don't exist to it. I have a slow team, which means Emboar is faster than things. Like, I can't offensively check it with all of my mons. So, this is just not going to be a super fun week. Yeah. There's a lot of mons I'm just not looking forward to facing. Manaphy is never fun to go up against. Mega Audino is super fat. So, a lot of spooky stuff, a lot of fat stuff to worry about this week. So, let's go ahead and talk about the team that I brought to try and do the best that I can to take them on. So, the first mon that we're going to be going over is going to be Jasmine, the Mega Steelix. With Heavy Slam, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, and Dragon Tail. 52 attack is enough attack to 2-hit KO a physically defensive Mega Audino with Heavy Slam, and then the rest is specially defensive, like the max HP, special defense, careful nature, to deal with special attackers such as Latios. That is the other main thing. This is a Latios switch-in. This also deals with Zapdos somewhat well. I don't really want to be switching into it too much, but if I'm at like full health and I'm already Mega'd or something, and I think that he's going to go for a Volt Switch, I mispredict and he goes for a Heat Wave, it won't like cost me the match or anything. So that's what I mean, that it can kind of deal with it, but it's not like a reliable every single time type check. But yeah, so I don't get too KO'd by like any of his special attackers, which is good. Physical attackers do a lot of damage to me anyway, but I do have good natural physical defense, so it's pretty good in that regards. So Mega Steelix hopefully can put in a lot of work. Stealth Rocks is going to be very important in this game if I can get them up and keep them up, because Paul's hazard removal consists of Latios and Zapdos, and Hitmonchan. I really don't see Hitmonchan coming, and if it does come, I don't see it putting in a whole lot of work. I don't know, that's just me. It could, but I don't see it putting in too much work, but it could show up, I guess. So, I mean, if he defogs, then he can keep hazards away from my side of the field too, which would be very, very nice. Because I'm also not bringing hazard removal, so that's happening. Let's go ahead and talk about Scarfed Breloom. Alright. HP Flying the Breloom with Technician with Bullet Seed, Drain Punch, Spore, and Rock Tomb, basically max attack adamant, with enough speed to outspeed, I think, the fastest thing on his team, so probably like a max speed Latios, or this could be enough to outspeed an Emboar at +1 speed if he's a Flame Charge Emboar. It's It's one of those two things, and I don't remember which. It should be able to outspeed both of them, though, to be honest. I want to say it's the Embor one, because I don't think I needed this much speed to outspeed Latios. So I want to say it's +1 Embor, because I am worried about Flame Charge Embor just running through my team. But I have Spore to try and stop his setup. Bullet Seed does a lot. The Choice Scarf Bullet Seed is for Manaphy. Drain Punch is good for a lot of other stuff, you know, Stab. Does a lot to Crocodile. Will not kill it, though, unfortunately. I think a Bullet Seed will, though. I think it depends on how many hits and all that good stuff. Drain Punch is just other reliable Stab. Rock Tomb is just, I mean, it hits Zapdos, but it also is just good to slow down Paul's team. I'm not going to lie, I really considered bringing Spinnerack for Sticky Webs, but I decided that was kind of a silly idea to replace an entire Pokemon move slot with basically Sticky Webs and Death Fodder. So I have Rock Tomb instead. It's the best thing I got to try and help with a little bit of speed control. As well as I am bringing Double Scarf. So let's actually just talk about my other Scarfer, which is going to be Asteroid the Togekiss, with Air Slash, Dazzling Gleam, Psychic, and Fire Blast. Practically max special attack, modest, with 228 speed. That is enough speed, probably to outspeed Embor at +1 again. I believe that's what it is. So that's what, that's 129. That's 120. I'm not entirely sure. This probably also outspeeds something else. Let me look. This could also outspeed. Yeah, no, I've got nothing else. I have no idea. But I want to say both are EV to outspeed Embor at +1 with their choice scarfs. This one might be for like to outspeed like a timid or jolly Embor. I mean, and this one could just be more for like an adamant or something. It could just be that. I don't entirely remember, but yeah, there's that. Scarf Air Slash could be really annoying if I get a lot of luck. It also does a good bit to Embor. I think it actually kills, or almost kills. And then the Hitmonchan also is weak to Air Slash. Dazzling Gleam still is super effective against Hitmonchan, but also super effective against Crocodile, as well as just another stab move. Psychic is specifically for Garbodor because I didn't have any other move that I really needed, because stab moves work well enough. However, Psychic just does more to Garbodor, I suppose. And Fire Blast for the Registeel. Last week we missed a Fire Blast against Sam's Mega Aggron, which really possibly cost us the game, but definitely cost us our Togekiss for sure. And Paul might think that we're too scared to run it again, but that is not how we do. We go big or go home every time, and Fire Blast does more damage. So let's do it. Fire Blast Togekiss once again. Hopefully can put in some work. So, yeah, hopefully we don't miss it this week, and we'll see how that goes. Let's go ahead and just talk about Jagged Edge, the Druddigon making its first appearance of the season. It's going to be physically defensive, rough skin, rocky helmet with Dragon Claw, Gunk Shot, Earthquake, and Facade. Dragon Claw's good stab, Gunk Shot for the Mega Audino. If it's physically defensive, it can 1v1 me. However, if I have some prior damage on it, maybe a couple rock switch-ins, I could possibly 2-hit KO it. So we'll have to see entirely how that works. Earthquake hits the Garbodor and the Registeel and the Embor. So, I mean, Druddigon is doing like super lots of damage, but it's physically defensive to switch into Embor. So, like, it can switch into an Embor Flare Blitz, and then he can take Flare Blitz Recoil on top of Rough Skin, Rocky Helmet. It's just a way to try and, you know, damage that a little bit. This also switches into Crocodile, like, once, you know, you can kind of deal with it. Hitmonchan also. So, you know, it has its uses, and it's just hopefully to be able to get chip damage off on Paul's Mons, which can then be taken advantage of with my Scarfers. That's basically all there is to it. I also do have one other offensive Mon, which is going to be Lizzie the Tyranitar. I'm going to be bringing Assault Vest Tyranitar with a Sandstream, Stone Edge, Low Kick, Crunch, and Earthquake. That is enough speed to outspeed, I want to say, a defensive Garbodor, because there wasn't really anything else that I could outspeed that made sense. So, do have a little bit of speed in case he's speed creeping anything of his Mons to try and speed creep a defensive Tyranitar. max attack adamant for maximum damage output and 140 HP. So, Stone Edge is good. Well, the Assault Vest first off is good. Zapdos really can't touch this thing. That's the main thing. Mega Audino also can't do a whole lot. I actually almost brought Iron Tail for the Mega Audino, but figured that wasn't quite worth it. So Earthquake basically just hits Garbodor. Actually, I probably should bring Iron Tail. This team has already been gen though, so hopefully it doesn't really come into play. Earthquake is probably not going to be used. Oh, the Earthquake hits Emboar for harder. That's why I have Earthquake. My bad. Earthquake hits Emboar the hardest because the other moves don't hit Emboar for very much. Yeah. Crunch is for the Latios. Latios also can't do a whole lot to this thing because of the Assault Vest. And stuff like that. Low Kick is for the Registeel, which is either a guaranteed 2 KO or a good chance to 1-hit KO, but that sounds like pretty crazy, so I don't know if it is. I forget. I'll have to redo that calc. But it does a lot of damage, so there's that. Low Kick is also super effective on like Crocodile, and I think actually does a lot of damage, so... Tyranitar, he really doesn't have switch-ins for. He's just going to have to predict correctly, so we're just going to have to hope that we can out-predict him, and that's going to be our best chance at wreaking havoc with Tyranitar. But offensively, this is probably the best thing against his team. I almost brought a Dragon Dance variant, but because of Emboar being able to take most hits, I didn't really find it worth it, and I probably would have been more beneficial to pair up Dragon Dance with Sticky Webs. So, just decided not to, and hopefully the Assault Vest could work. Also, I really want the Assault Vest for the bulk. Speaking of bulk, let's talk about the last mon, Fatness, the Cresselia with the Colbur Berry. It was max HP, 132 defense bold, and 124 special defense. Calm Mind, Energy Ball, Side Shock, Moonlight. I could have gone fully physically defensive, but I believe this was an optimal spread to be able to take on the Crocodile. I think so. Like if Crocodile comes in, obviously like I have the Colbur Berry to reduce the Dark type move, Levitate, so he can't hit me with Ground type move, obviously, and then the Energy Ball does a lot of damage to him. Also with the Colbur, I think this was enough to be able to live like 2 Dark type moves. Like unless he's Choice Banded, I'm pretty sure that if he goes for like Knockoff and then like Crunch or something like that, like I should be able to live the combination of the two. Yeah, I'm bringing Calm Mind because I could possibly out Calm Mind his Mega Audino because I have Psyshock. Possibly out Calm Mind his Manaphy. And yeah, so the only thing I really don't hit though is Registeel. I don't have anything for it with this, so Registeel does need to be taken care of beforehand, but I do have a couple of ways to take out the Registeel, so I'm hoping that I can either take it out or he just doesn't bring it. And then Cresselia is going to be a big threat. However, this is going to be Cresselia's last game because I am going to be dropping it for something else with a transfer. However, you guys are going to have to wait till next week to find out what that transfer is because I'm going to let this week be Cresselia's time to shine because after that, it won't have any more times to shine. So Cresselia really needs to pull through this week, and we're going to see how this goes. So I'm not thinking that this is going to go super well, but we're going to do the best that we can to, try to beat Paul, or at least lose by a low differential, and that is the goal for this week, and this is the team that I'm going to try and do it with. So of course the battle will be uploaded tomorrow, and I guess I'll see you then, so leave your thoughts on this team, things like that, and I'll see you tomorrow for the battle. So thanks for watching, and until the next time guys, stay sly.